The film begins with a news report hinting at unrest and biochemical leaks in South Korea. A truck driver accidentally runs over a deer on a quarantined road but is shocked and the animal reanimates and stands up, signaling the onset of a deadly outbreak. The story shifts to Seoul, where Suk-woo, a workaholic fund manager, struggles to balance his job and personal life. Divorced and emotionally distant, he has a strained relationship with his young daughter, Suan. For her birthday, Suan requests to visit her mother in Busan. Feeling guilty, Suk-woo reluctantly agrees and boards a high-speed KTX train to Busan with Suan the next morning. As the train departs, an infected woman stumbles aboard. Unnoticed by the passengers, she succumbs to her injuries and transforms into a zombie, attacking a train attendant. The infection spreads rapidly as bitten victims turn into aggressive, rabid zombies within seconds. Panic ensues as the zombie outbreak spreads through the train cars. The movie introduces other key characters, and other survivors band together to fight for their lives and find a safe place on the train. As the chaos unfolds, and Jin-hee, a young couple, with Yong-guk as a high school baseball player and Jin-hee as a cheerleader, Yeon-suk, a selfish and manipulative businessman who prioritizes his survival at the expense of others. The sisters, two elderly women who show resilience and humanity during the crisis. The transformation of cities into zombie-infested wastelands is depicted with chilling intensity. The cities become chaotic, terrifying battlegrounds as the zombie outbreak spreads uncontrollably. The infection spreads rapidly, starting in localized areas and quickly engulfing major urban centers. Civilians, caught off guard, are attacked and bitten, turning into zombies within seconds. The rapid transformation causes a domino effect, with newly infected zombies attacking more people. Authorities are overwhelmed by the sheer speed and scale of the outbreak. After the passengers aboard the KTX train to Busan learn about the zombie outbreak, the train makes an emergency stop at Taejun Station, where the survivors hope to find safety. The survivors disembark and proceed cautiously through the station. It initially appears deserted, with no visible danger. Instead, the station is eerily quiet, with abandoned luggage and no visible signs of life. Suk-woo, Suan, and the other survivor, they are separated into smaller clusters, with Suk-woo briefly focusing on the situation around them rather than staying directly beside Suan. The military personnel at the station have already been infected and turned into zombies. They ambush the survivors in a sudden and terrifying attack. Chaos erupts as people panic and scatter in all directions. Suk-woo, realizing the danger, fights his way back to Suan. Sang-hwa notices the danger and steps in to protect Suan and Song Kyang. Using his strength and quick thinking, Sang-hwa physically fights off the zombies chasing them, ensuring Suan's safety. The survivors split into smaller groups as they fled back toward the train. Zombies chase them through the station, turning the escape into a desperate run for survival. During the confusion and panic, the sisters, who were initially together, are swept apart in the crowd as people flee in different directions. In-gil is forced to retreat with one group of survivors, while Jong-gil ends up with another. Several passengers, including some of the secondary characters, are overwhelmed and bitten, emphasizing the relentless nature of the outbreak. The survivors are scattered across different compartments of the train. Suk-woo, Sang-hwa, zombies rely on sight to detect humans, reacting aggressively to visual stimuli like movement or light. However, in darkness, they are effectively blind and become dormant or disoriented. The survivors, including Suk-woo, Sang-hwa, and Yong-guk, realize they can use the darkness to their advantage. By waiting for the train to enter a tunnel, they can move past the zombies without being seen or attacked. This insight allows them to strategize and navigate through zombie-infested train cars to rescue others or secure safer positions. Suk-woo and the others use the cover of darkness to fight their way through zombies to save Suan, Song Kyang, and the other survivors trapped in a train car. The survivors use creative tactics, like smashing windows or making noise, to lure zombies away or keep them occupied while they escape. Yeon-suk refuses to pick up Min Yong-guk's call during a crucial moment, showcasing his selfish and morally corrupt character. When Yeon-suk tries to close the door, he leaves behind some survivors, including Suk-woo, Suan, and Song Kyang, who are still struggling to get through. Yeon-suk's selfish action leads to a heartbreaking moment where Sang-hwa, who is trying to protect his pregnant wife and others, is separated from the group and trapped with the zombies. As Yeon-suk successfully closes the door, Sang-hwa, showing immense bravery and selflessness, fights off the zombies to buy time for the others to escape. Yeon-suk's selfishness reaches new heights when he sacrifices others to save himself. He locks the main survivors out of a safe compartment, accusing them of being infected. The group is forced to barricade themselves in a separate car. Yeon-suk's actions cause further division and death among the passengers. Jong-gil is appalled by the selfishness of the surviving passengers in the safe car, who prioritize their safety over compassion and solidarity. Their actions likely lead her to believe their lives are no longer worth saving. Jong-gil opens the door to the infected car as an act of both revenge and self-sacrifice. By doing so, she allows the zombies to enter and overrun the selfish passengers who abandoned others. The passengers who had earlier refused to help others are now consumed by fear and panic. After stopping at various stations and witnessing the collapse of the outside world, the train driver finds a stationary train nearby. While Yeon-suk manages to escape the immediate danger caused by the zombies in the safe car, his selfishness and cowardice ultimately lead to his downfall. Yeon-suk throws the train conductor to the zombies as an act of self-preservation and cowardice. The flaming train suddenly starts sliding uncontrollably down the tracks toward the survivors' train. The speed and force of the incoming wreckage create an atmosphere of panic and impending doom. The burning train crashes into the stationary KTX, causing a massive derailment. The impact leaves the survivors trapped inside the wreckage of the derailed KTX train. Several train cars are toppled over, and the survivors are disoriented and injured. Zombies, previously confined within the derailed train cars, are now freed by the collision and begin swarming the survivors. In the aftermath of the crash, the survivors must navigate through the unstable, wrecked train cars to escape both the flames and the zombies that are now rapidly closing in on them. Yeon-suk manipulates Jin-hee into helping him. Yeon-suk pushes Jin-hee into harm's way to protect himself. This act leaves her vulnerable to an approaching zombie, and she is bitten. Jin-hee does not immediately turn into a zombie, but her fate is sealed. Despite the danger, he refuses to leave her side. In her transformed state, she attacks Yeon-guk. Yeon-guk does not fight back against the zombified Jin-hee. Out of love and heartbreak, he allows her to bite him, resulting in his infection. In the ensuing chaos, he is bitten by one of them. After being bitten, Yeon-suk manages to board the train engine car. Yeon-suk causes the death of the train driver by pushing him into the path of the zombies. By the time Suk-woo, Suwon, and Song Kye-young reach the engine car, Yeon-suk is in the final stages of turning into a zombie. He is no longer fully human but retains some remnants of his personality, such as pleading for help. Yeon-suk attacks Suk-woo and the others, forcing Suk-woo into a brutal struggle to protect his daughter and Song Kye-young. During the fight, Yeon-suk's transformation is complete, and he becomes a full zombie. Suk-woo manages to throw Yeon-suk off the train, but not before Yeon-suk bites him, sealing Suk-woo's fate as well. As the infection begins to take hold, Suk-woo realizes he has only a short time before he fully transforms into a zombie. This realization is devastating, especially as Suwon and Song Kye-young are depending on him for protection. Suk-woo prepares to leave Suwon and Song Kye-young in the engine car to ensure their safety. Tears streaming down her face as she begs him not to leave her, Suk-woo runs to the rear of the train. He locks himself away in the open air, ensuring he won't harm them once he turns. As the infection progresses and Suk-woo's mind begins to fade, he has a brief flashback to the moment Suwon was born. This memory reflects how far he has come as a father. From being emotionally distant and work-obsessed to selflessly sacrificing himself for her survival, Suk-woo finally succumbs to the infection and transforms into a zombie. In his final act of control, he throws himself off the train, preventing any chance of harming Suwon, highlighting the depth of their bond. With Suk-woo gone, Suwon and Song Kye-young continue their journey to Busan alone. They eventually reach the quarantine zone, where they are saved by soldiers after Suwon starts singing a song she learned for her father. Her survival is a testament to Suk-woo's sacrifice and love.
Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon so you never miss a deep dive into your favorite movies. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video and share it with fellow movie lovers. It helps the channel grow and lets us bring you more awesome content.